NCAA reports in 2017 on their website that their annual revenue was $1 billion. Doesn't it seem sort of unfair that the athletes who brought this money in don't receive that money? Not paying student athletes that do work and generate funds for colleges is unfair because these student athletes are professionals. I hope by the end of this speech you'll believe that student athletes should be paid due to their overwhelming amount of workload, therefore they can't get a real job. They generate money for the NCAA, their athletic departments, and the colleges in general, and the impressive professional matter that they do it in. At this time, I would like to explain the daily schedule of a teammate of mine, Carly Woodard, a gymnast at the University of Oklahoma. In my time interviewing her, she told me about the beginning of her day to the end of her day, and let me tell you, it was long. She wakes up at about 5:45 a.m., she eats a protein bar and maybe drinks a little bit of water, goes to a very strenuous and hard workout, and then she goes home, eats a better breakfast because she only ate a little bit, and then she goes to the athletic center where she will do her tutoring for her very, very hard OChem class, and then she'll go to mentoring where she'll basically talk with our academic advisor and academic mentors about staying on track, time management, what her class schedule looks like that day or that week or even that semester, and just stay on track. Then she goes to 2 classes, which are pretty difficult because they're college classes, of course. Then she heads to the gym. She will do a 4-hour workout, and then she will head back to 1 night class, which is a lab, so it's usually 2 or 3 hours long. She'll go home, she will, rest for a minute, she'll eat dinner, do homework, go to sleep, start the whole day over again. And so Carly obviously doesn't have much time in her day to really eat, breathe, sleep, so there's definitely no way that she would be able to get a real job, therefore make money. After describing the day in the life of a college student athlete, I'd like to move on and show you that student athletes are workers and should be paid for their efforts. College student athletes are very busy people. Like I said, Carly does workouts 4 hours a day, and the NCAA limits you to 20 hours a week. So that's obviously 20 hours right there pushed aside for only workouts. And then to be a full student athlete, full-time student athlete, you would have to go to school for 12 plus hours. So 12 more hours out of the way that have to be taken. And then, she's got to eat and she's got to sleep and, do her homework. So there's no time for her to get a job. There's just no way. Therefore, since student athletes like Carly and like myself don't have time for a job because school and sports are their jobs, but we don't get paid. But is this morally right? Student athletes bring in titles, championships, money from promotions and advertisements and ticket sales, and they're responsible for generating a lot of money and a lot of funds. In 2017, they had $1 billion to the NCAA, and I don't even know how much they have to the athletic departments here at OU, but I'm sure it's a lot. And they bring all that money in, and they don't receive any of it, and that just is not morally right, is it? Now that I've told you about a student athlete's time requirements and how they divvy out this time, I'll continue the argument and explain why the NCAA should pay these athletes because they are professionals. Professionalism is a staple quality for employers to ask of employees in a workplace. Employees are professional because they show up early, which is on time, and then they bring the necessary items required to do their job. They do the job to the best of their abilities, they're engaged, they're qualified, skillful, and competent. All those things I just discussed are evident in an employee at a workplace, but they're also very evident in a student athlete in a college just like the one we're in right now. They bring the right equipment, they bring their grips, or they bring their shoes, or their bag, whatever they need that includes all the items for them to be able to do their job, they bring. They show up early, and that's on time in the sports realm. They're very engaged, they're obviously skillful, they're competent, and they're doing what they know how to do, and it's at the college level, so it's very difficult. Today, I'd like to show you a short video of the OU women's gymnastics team winning the national championship. In this video, you will see skills, competence, major engagement, above and beyond qualified people doing gymnastics, and they're doing it to the best ability. All those things which are just like a professional employer would do in their job. After watching this video, I hope you come to realize that student athletes are very skillful, they're obviously qualified in their sport, they're very engaged, and they're professionals. Just like in professional sports and professionals in the workplace, they all are very competent, very skilled, very engaged, and they're similar. So if employers pay their employees for being very professional, isn't it similar that the NCAA or the college athletic departments or anyone who receives that money from us making the money, that they would probably give us that money back, right? If you can see that these student athletes are professionals, why aren't we paying them? After seeing this video and visually seeing that student athlete skills and that they are competent and the way they carry themselves in a very professional manner, I hope you feel inclined to pay student athletes. My goal today was to explain why student athletes should be paid due to their workload, which allows them not to get a real job, the ability to generate money for the NCAA, college athletic departments, booster clubs, anyone that takes in money from their efforts. And then I also hope you feel inclined or to change your mind to pay your fellow friends, which is me and like Carly, who are student athletes. And I believe that their hard work and dedication that they pour into their sports will help you believe that the right thing to do is to pay these student athletes for their efforts. Thank you. Any questions? No.